of March of this year, the U.S. Bureau of Labor says there are currently 7.2 million job openings, whereas just 3 years ago, the number was over 12.2 million.
Of course, with a smaller job market, that leaves room for several mental health challenges, especially if you just recently graduated and you're trying to figure out who you are and what you want to do with your future.
Now, our Caroline Spike sat down to hear from a recent graduate and what her experience has been like.
I think I applied to maybe 100-something jobs and didn't hear back from like anybody, and that was really annoying. It definitely made me feel discouraged a little bit.
Before Stephanie Mitchell graduated from the College of Charleston, she found herself carving out time every day for 2 months, researching jobs everywhere, causing an overwhelming feeling. Therapist Allie Conley says when we can't control things around us, that's when our heart rate goes up, where our brains then interpret that as a threat, which can create a dark spiral of anxieties and depression. So she introduces the 5-4-3-2-1.
It's kind of like playing I Spy with your senses. So you'll look around the room or wherever you are and list 5 things you can see, and then 4 things you can physically feel, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. And so it helps you go through your senses and really ground into the present moment.
Another practical exercise you can do is 2 breaths in and 1 breath out, regulating your nervous system. For Mitchell, she said joining a running club, meeting new people, doing things she actually enjoyed is something that helped her. And even though the stress of finding a new job is gone, there's new worries she's experiencing.
I think my main anxieties are doing a good job and honestly holding on to this job because of the job market. And I've just been so blessed with that opportunity, so I'm I need to actually make sure they see the good effort I'm putting into it.
Conley says even though there may be more conversations around mental health, awareness doesn't necessarily fix it or make it better.
There does need to be some sort of outreach, connecting to others, connecting to a therapist or groups, and learning these skills, learning these resources, figuring out, again, our patterns and ways that we want to be different.
According to the Bureau of Labor, about 30% of 20 to 29-year-olds who received a bachelor's in 2024 are unemployed. And in a 2023 CDC study, that same age group experienced the highest prevalence of depression. Conley says with the unknown of what life beyond graduation looks like, it can leave room for questioning. For more resources, head over to this web story. Reporting in Charleston, Caroline Spikes, Live 5 News.